did the final table read shatter the Big Bang Theory cast?
The whole universe was in a hot, dense state. Then nearly 14 billion years ago, expansion started. Wait.
Why was the series finale shot without the live audience? And does Kaley Cuoco really want to take part in a series spin-off about Penny? Hi, I'm Joy, and you're about to learn the most exciting details about filming the Big Bang Theory finale. When they realized it was over. It all started with a big bang and ended with a lot of tears. The realization that the show was nearing its end only came to its stars at the final table read. After all, seeing the last page of the script say, "the end of series," means something. It literally shattered all the actors.
That all started with a big bang.
So right after they sat down to read through the last ever episode's script, all of them shared their emotional reactions. Kaley Cuoco posted a whole series of photos on Instagram. The first one featured the final page of the script and was captioned, "Yeah, didn't sleep." In her next post, the actress was in tears hugging the script. But the most telling photo Kaley posted featured the script covered with used tissues and was captioned, "Prepare yourselves for a finale that has truly given me a loss for words." All the other stars of the series also shared their tributes to the show, and Mayim Bialik decided to mention one particular person who meant a lot to her. It was Melissa Rauch. The two shared one important thing. Both were newbies who only joined the main cast in Season 3. "We have cried together and laughed together and raised kids on a set together. I couldn't have made it without her with any semblance of sanity," Bialik wrote. So for sure, tears were freely flowing at the final table read. But that was only the beginning of the end, and it certainly wasn't the last emotional moment for the cast. A very special day. When the news about the Big Bang Theory's ending appeared, the main cast shared how they'd want the show to end. Surprisingly, they didn't say they wanted Sheldon to get a Nobel Prize or Rauch to find a girlfriend. All of them said one thing and the same thing.
Other than fixing that goddamn elevator, I don't know what to tackle.
I would love for them to fix the elevator.
One of my wishes for the final episode is that the elevator is fixed.
That'd be a great show ending for me.
And when the day came, you probably remember very well that they did finally fix the elevator. But that wasn't the only highlight of the day. The final episode was shot on the 30th of April 2019, and it was an even more significant date for two of the cast members. Kunal Nayyar and Galecki have birthdays on that day. As Kunal described the coincidence, life comes full circle. The show's crew was thoughtful enough to bring cakes for both of the birthday guys. But they also did something no one expected. Since they knew that the next birthday was going to be Melissa's, but it would be in June, when they'd no longer be able to celebrate with her, they brought a cake for her as well. Doing that was just the sweetest thing ever, and it's not surprising that it made the actress who played Bernadette cry. I wonder if they thought about bringing a cake for each one of the Big Bang Theory actors. But let's move on to how exactly the series finale was filmed, because it had so many little-known details. Penny's biggest revelation. Sometime before the final episode was going to be shot, Kaley Cuoco revealed that it would be done without the live audience. Well, at least the first version of it. Let me explain. They pre-shot the final episode without the live audience and then did it once again with it. That was probably because they knew I'd be crying the entire time, Kaley explained. And she added that they did it just in case some of the scenes got way too emotional and impossible to film with the audience. It was most likely the right decision because at least one scene turned out to be too hard to complete. Remember how Leonard pulled his wife aside and asked if Amy was suspicious that Penny had to have her dress resized? At that moment, everyone realized that Penny was pregnant, and the audience collectively gasped. This was followed by considerably loud screams and applause. By the end of the scene, it got so loud that they had to film another take. Well, sure, it was inconvenient for the actors and crew, but boy, do I get the audience's reaction. Didn't you start gasping and screaming when Penny's pregnancy was revealed? Share in the comments below. But that wasn't the only time that the audience made the finale taping so memorable. While everyone waited for the crew to finish setting up one of the last scenes, fans of the show decided to sing Sheldon's favorite lullaby, Soft Kitty. Sure, they knew that Sheldon only wanted to listen to this song when he was sick. But can't you call utterly sad that your favorite show is ending a type of sickness? I bet you can. So I'm pretty sure that at that moment, everyone on the set needed to hear Soft Kitty.
Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Sing along! Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr. Okay.
Especially while everyone was weeping so much. Tearful ending. And a new spin-off? On the day of the finale shooting, Stage 25, where the whole series was shot, and that was at some point named the Big Bang Theory stage, hosted the gang for one last time. Its nearby reception at Warner Brothers featured multiple show-related things, from Bazinga and soft kitty drinks to lab beakers filled with M&Ms. It was also touching that literally no one could keep from crying. You might be surprised, but one of the cast members who cried most of all was Johnny Galecki. For example, when he and Kaley were doing one of their last scenes together, he had to stop in the middle of it because he was getting so emotional and couldn't even speak. And when the whole cast came out to the audience for the last time together, he shared long, emotional hugs with each of them. When Johnny was speaking about the show's ending, he said, "It will never be fully eclipsed. We will always be associated with one another. It's such an incredibly unique experience that only the 7 of us can really understand having." And he's right. The show became a classic, just like Friends, Frasier, and many other iconic sitcoms. Galecki's colleague Jim Parsons agreed with him and added that it would be hard to beat the Big Bang Theory's success, both in terms of the show and their careers. "Whatever ends up happening to us, this is life-altering," the actor said. "You may be part of something else that is as life-altering as this, but that's a high bar to hurdle." And in her turn, Kaley Cuoco admitted that she owes her career to the show. "No matter what I do after this is what made us who we are. We were here for 12 years. This is a big part of our career," the actress admitted. And of course, all the other stars of the show shared their emotions as well. Kunal Nayyar said that there are no words in any language that could describe how he felt when the show ended. And even Kevin Sussman, who played Stewart, paid his tribute to his colleagues. He shared that he and Mayim Bialik were nap buddies because they'd often nap in adjacent dressing rooms. Then he called Simon Helberg one of the funniest people he'd ever met and said that seeing Melissa Rauch's smiling face was one of the best things on the set. How sweet. But the show's stars weren't the only ones who got emotional during the finale. Chuck Lorre, the show's co-creator, struggled to hold back tears as he took the slate in his hands to mark the start of one of the last scenes. And the series director, Mark Zandrowski, was in tears when the entire cast stood up and clapped for him after the shooting was wrapped. Seeing how emotional everyone was when they realized that it would be the last time they worked together, we can't help but question if the cast and crew would want to do it again. After all, fans would be elated to watch a Big Bang Theory sequel or spin-off. Wouldn't you want to see it? But it's unlikely to happen. Johnny Galecki says that he even had weird dreams about a spin-off of the series. "What do you do? Whose character?" the actor asked. "These characters are so a part of each other's lives. Even a spin-off with 2, you'd be like, what happened to the other 5? Did they all die in the elevator?" Yeah, he's probably right. After all the actors felt like it was time to end the show on a high note.
I think we could keep telling stories, but it doesn't have that. It feels like we've really gotten to chew all the meat off this bone.
But still, Kaley Cuoco says that she'd be glad to take part in a spin-off, but only if it was done by Chuck Lorre. "If Chuck came and said, 'Let's do it,' I'd say yes," the actress promised. "Other than that, I don't see a spin-off for myself. But I don't like to say no to Chuck, so if he wanted it, I'm in." Well, that sounds promising. So it looks like the matter depends on Lorre, but it's unclear whether he'll want to do a spin-off. Share in the comments below whether you'd like to see it. And which character's story do you think deserves to be told? Should it be Rauch finally finding the love of his life? Meanwhile, if you'd like to get more of your Big Bang Theory fix, watch our video about behind-the-scenes secrets from the set of the show. Thanks for watching!